I think we're there.
Are we cooking?
Now we're cooking with gas.
Okay, so this is the
Oh, wait.
pre-show show. Why don't you move your mic a
Pre-show
little
show.
over to the side so we can see your sweet face?
Oh, you don't want me to look like Wilson from Home Improvement?
No. It'll work just as fine over to the side. Just a little.
There we go. How's that?
That's more better.
Mo better. Mo better blues.
When I criticize people's microphone technique, remember I'm actually a bona fide professor of sound. This stuff here I just do as a hobby. But I really am an adjunct professor teaching at a conservatory on this stuff. So I judge people harshly.
Well, as you should with good experience of audio engineering.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so if you bring that chair right here, if you need to say something, I will spin the mic right over here. So bring your chair right there in front of the mic.
Look at that.
And say howdy hi to everybody.
Howdy hi, everybody.
Unfortunately, you're not on camera, but
we could shift that if need be. It could very well be. And so what we will do is anybody that needs to talk, we will put them there in the hot seat, as it were.
In the hot seat. It's like that skeleton on that late night show.
That's right.
Forgot that dude's name. So I am seeing interesting stuff with StreamYard's upload details.
Are we cooking?
We are cooking with we have viewers. Hello everybody. Welcome to the 6 o'clock wrap. Not from the Tiki Bar.
Right across the street.
But across the
100
street
feet away, maybe.
From our trailer.
Right.
And in the Tiki Lounge tonight, there is a young lady with a guitar singing.
She's quite good.
She sounds really good.
I just may go over there if I get bored with this.
Well,
and hang out.
I couldn't blame you. I couldn't blame you.
Okay, I'm putting up my clock so I can see. There's our actual running time here. I still like analog clocks.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to figure stuff out.
Look at that.
My brain just doesn't process.
Oh, we already got some likes and loves on Facebook.
Loves. I love the love. I love the love.
Yeah, today was another fun day. I spent an inordinate amount of time right in this trailer behind me because I realized last night when we were here at the 6 o'clock wrap, there was beer being enjoyed.
There was a lot of beer.
A lot
of high test beer, not regular beer.
Yeah, one of those
high test beer.
Yeah, it was industrial strength. And as a result, some of the work that I had promised to people did not get delivered.
I know I'm kind of like the little devil here.
Well,
I'm wearing red. Go ahead, drink the beer.
I'm not difficult to convince in the beer department. So a sad reality. Yeah.
We're up to LaCroix.
Yeah, we only have fizzy water.
Water tonight. We're on sabbatical.
Yep. Look at that.
You gotta know your limits.
You gotta know when to hold them.
That's right.
Know when to fold them.
So we got about 2 minutes here, and then we'll be cooking
till we're
again.
Official. Well, yeah, we are. We have a device to be cooking. Oh wait, why am I pointing with
don't use your finger. Don't use the magic digit.
The finger.
The magic digit.
It is. Notice it is an index finger. So those of you with naughty minds,
thoughts, don't think naughty thoughts.
Any naughty thoughts.
But yeah, what I like analog clock stuff running so that I don't even have to really look down at it and try to read numbers. I can just kind of see the position of the hands, but that's just me.
I have a clock at home where our junk lives and where my junk lives in New Mexico, and it runs backwards. And in German, it says, some days everything goes wrong.
Oh, golly.
And I've had it since I was a teenager. Manchmal läuft alles verkehrt. How was that, everybody? That's like a Ferengi language.
So we have like 20 seconds and then we're live.
Uh-oh.
Really live.
I'm going to put stuff up here because I have consumed my entire beverage.
It is really a lovely day out here. It's a little hot.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was just pouring rain. I mean, pouring rain.
Today is one of those days that the Chamber of Commerce is very proud of the weather forecast, and it looks like we're at 6 o'clock.
We're at 6 o'clock. We're 10 seconds late. Oh man.
Oh dear me. Wow.
Okay. Well, we're good. So anybody out there, give us a shout out, and Tony will, if he really likes it enough, he'll drag you up on screen.
Yes. So welcome everybody to the last day of the 6 o'clock wrap from over here in the Tiki Lounge / Mini Light area.
The Mini Lounge.
The Mini Lounge. Yeah, tonight we are coming to you from the Mini Light, and we are being energized by the power package.
Right.
So we are my Mini Light has 1,000 watts of solar. Oh, why am I pointing with my it has 1,000 watts. Oh, you can't really see that though. Look.
There it is, better.
1,000 watts of solar on the roof and 400 amp hours of lithium power in the pass-through.
Yeah. Point over towards my Geo Pro over there. I've got like 600 watts of solar over there, and 400 amp hour battery, lithium battery, and a 3,000 watt hybrid inverter, all Master Volt stuff.
Yeah, all Master Volt. And if you were here last night, you got to hear from Ben from ABC Outfitters, who installs those systems aftermarket in RVs, or also provides them to the RV industry as OEM.
Right.
Oh my word. I'm going to reach into, we have the 12-volt cooler right next, within arm's reach, sadly not full of beer, but full of fizzy water.
So another thing that I've done in my own backyard is I've had my 12-volt Vitrifrigo cooler with cold beer in it, and I've got my my pellet smoker running at the same time, all off of a common, 12-volt solar panel, or excuse me, 100-watt solar panel, plus a Jackery. I've done it with both Jackery and Southwire, and I also have a Bluetti unit. So I got a lot of these different ones to play with. It is amazing the stuff that you can run off of these. I hate the word solar generator because everybody thinks, but I think of them as, portable solar power supplies. But they're basically a lithium battery and an inverter anywhere from 300 to 2,000 or 3,000 watts, and a charging system and solar panels that you can hang on it.
Yeah. So I always think of them as a battery and a way to use it.
Right.
The train sound effect is about to roll by, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the 603
Orange Blossom Special.
Yeah, the Orange Blossom.
The Orange Blossom Special. Woo woo. Oh, the other thing that we saw really cool today is they had a bunch of military helicopters. These guys were rappelling down ropes into the lake back here, apparently, and getting picked up. So apparently there was some kind of a search and rescue training thing.
It was interesting because there were people. There was a green helicopter,
right,
hovering. There's a lake just on the other side of the train tracks there, and they were hovering over the lake, and they were dangling people down. I believe they were doing water rescue.
Yeah, water rescue training. Yeah, and and those helicopter pilots, I've watched some of these guys do stuff up close. They are amazing. I mean, that thing was just like rock stable, because you don't put the kid helicopter pilot when you've got guys jumping out of it, right? You get get the good guys to do this.
But we saw some dude dangling from the helicopter.
I'm looking, what the heck? And he was dangling. They were taking off, and they were pulling them up in. Yeah. While this was going on, I went, what in the world is going on?
It was entertaining, and it was pretty much all day.
Yeah, it was all day. I think they probably stopped by now. But yeah, it was all day.
Well, they had to go home so they could
watch the podcast.
Wrap.
Exactly right. I talked to the colonel or whatever he is.
Did you get any chicken?
Oh, not that colonel.
Oh, different colonel.
But I'll tell you a brief story on helicopter noise. I was doing the 125th reenactment of the Civil War stuff. I don't know if this is 20 odd years ago.
They had some good helicopters in those days.
Well, here's the problem. I was the sound engineer for this. I was outfitting all the cameras. There was some admiral general or whatever with one of those double-bladed, double monster things and he was hovering right over top of the battlefield so he could watch this thing. And the problem was it got in all the microphones. And of course, my producer saying, "Can't you filter that out?" And I said, "It's a freaking helicopter right overhead." I said, "Well, you better get somebody on the phone and get them to move that thing, because all of our audio is going to be spoiled." And we were doing stuff for like the Smithsonian and a bunch of other stuff. I said, I can't control this. Yes, if you were doing a Vietnam, thing, you could get away with it. But
looping, looping is the solution.
And then I was figuring out how to mic cannons. I did a lot of stuff with binaural recording with that. I mean, it was really fun. But we did not like the helicopters then.
I can imagine.
Okay,
yeah, it's fairly anti period correct.
Right, exactly right. But okay, so let's talk about some of the interesting stuff that we saw today. So what did you learn anything fun and fantastic?
Not a darn thing.
But I brought some toys. We have
toys.
We found that their ice cream socials, they really like their ice cream socials here.
Oh yeah,
big time. And it was actually quite good. I brought a couple of toys just to show you the kind of stuff that you can run off of this. And all these I've done. Hang on a second.
Well, we had spoken about Mike cooking things. There it is, the famous hot dog electrocutor cooker.
Yeah, hot dogger
from the 1970s.
Presto hot dogger. This was new in the box from like 1970 something. And there's a video of me, which we can post later, of me cooking hot dogs on this. Now, interestingly, this pulls about 1,000 watts when these things get going. So you can't do this with a really small unit, but it is electrically safe. Now, when we were kids, we had a couple of nails on a piece of board, but what this does is the power supply is up in the lid. So when you take this off, it protects you from getting shocked. And in the base of it, can you show them, Tony?
Yeah, I'm just fascinated. This is quite medieval. Look at that. It's opposing like pokies.
Yeah, pokies. Yeah,
pokies. And I guess the hot dog completes the circuit.
It does. It completes the circuit. And the more hot dogs you put in there, the more current it draws, right? And it cooks them about a minute or so. It's pretty fascinating.
Now I wish we had hot dogs.
If you had hot dogs, we could do it. And I ran that off of a Southwire Explorer 1100. I think it's got an 1100 watt inverter, because I was watching it go up. But yeah.
Now the interesting thing, there are leads. So I guess it doesn't begin the electrocution of the hot dog process until you put the lid.
Exactly. So when you do that, when you clamp it, it protects it. So now, this was before there were microwave ovens. So people say, well, how come they're not more popular? I said, because microwave ovens can do all kinds of things. This is kind of a one-trick pony. But many of us, we built these when we were Cub Scouts. Can you believe this? I mean, a couple pieces of 2x4 and some nails, and we were electrocuting hot dogs back in the 60s. Or forks.
Oh, my gosh.
Forks. I'm like, oh, good heavens.
How did you survive your own childhood?
I don't know. Okay, talk about forks for a second.
Yep, when I was young, we used forks and a piece of wire and just taped it on.
My word.
Lamp cord.
Yeah, now, I'm not telling you people to do this.
No, please don't.
Unless you're stuck on a desert island with nothing but a jackery or whatever, solar generator and a bunch of hot dogs and some nails. And then you could do it. But what I find fascinating is this allows me to go in and start doing calculations based on resistance and amperage and wattage. And it's just an interesting test. So this was just as fun as could be. Now, the other thing that I alluded to, which I have done, I have a Z-Grill pellet smoker. What kind of pellet smoker do you have?
Rectech.
And those, the most of the wattage, or I should say most of the heating, comes from the pellets. And they generally have a little electric igniter, which draws 150 watts or a couple hundred watts when it's starting up for a couple of minutes. And then it goes down to like 30 or 40 watts. So you can take any of these little solar generator things. I hate the name solar generator, but them things. And you could be camping out with this, which I think would be just a ton of fun. So I don't think camping out has to be, just s'mores and hot dogs over a fire.
I can say something that is gonna shock people.
Oh no, I threw that in there because I knew this was a lead in.
I don't like s'mores.
He hates s'mores.
I don't hate them.
I just
Ugh.
my wife
I
doesn't
can
like
never
him
get the doggone marshmallow right. It doesn't melt the chocolate. There's so many better ways to make a dessert other than burning your tongue on a.
My wife, when she's desperate,
S'more.
will turn on the gas burner on the stove in the kitchen
Wow.
and toast marshmallows. And
So-
she likes them burnt.
One time we were teaching, so Peggy and I teach RV basic training, which is sort of a 3-day version of your 1-hour RV walkthrough. And we did that, but there was a restriction on fires at the time because hello, it was California. And so we decided we're going to try putting the s'more, the whole thing, the graham cracker, the chocolate, and the marshmallow in the microwave. That was entertaining because the marshmallow, it expands tremendously
In a microwave, yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. And you kind of wonder, well, how big can this stinking thing get? So pretty big, but doesn't explode. It
Well,
when you're done, it shrinks back down to a meltiness.
my experiment along those lines was when I must have been 7 or 8 years old because we were still living in Newark, Delaware. And I remember I thought it was a too much work, 2-step process, toast your bread and then put peanut butter on it. So I took white bread, put peanut butter on it and stuck it in a toaster.
Oh, so
I was like 8 years old.
my wonderful
you're
friend
careful.
Melissa Fulton is watching. Hi, Melissa and Chuck. Late night Svengal the skeleton. And you know what? We do have a skeleton, but he is in the Tiki Lounge.
Yes.
He or she, I can't tell.
Yeah, there is a way to tell, but I don't want to go.
Such a word I want to use right now that we are trying to be appropriate.
Yes, exactly. Now, let me show you the second Presto item.
Oh.
So could you grab me that traveling slow cooker?
Oh, this thing is nifty.
Yeah. Now, this is so cool that my wife has stolen this I don't need the box. I just need the guy out of it and pop the ends off of it if you would.
Wait till you see this thing. It is pretty
It's really
slick.
cool. So this, and if I go camping, this is what I'm taking. So this is a square slow cooker that locks up on the top. And when you open it up, this has got a removable, cooking thing in it. And on the back of it, it has a vapor condensate trap that the condensate rolls into. And you can take it all apart and clean it. And you can run it for hours on one of these Jackeries or Southwire or Blue Eddy or whatever.
Yeah, whatever flavor.
Yeah, and it also includes a little panel on the front and a Sharpie.
Oh ho ho.
So you can say things like beans or no, well, it's a dry erase. They include beans. So you can have a multitude of these things. So this, like I said, this is so handy. My wife has, I'll tell you, she is a fabulous cook. She has thousands of dollars worth of Le Creuset, and she has every kind of cooker thing that you could possibly imagine because she deserves it. Plus, she cooks for me, as she said. Just buy it.
That also has like a small bungee cord holder on the top.
Yeah, on the top,
and you could put your
you put your
spoon
utensils
or
in it.
whatever.
Right, that's what that's all about.
And it looks, a lot of these crock pots are not that roadworthy.
This is roadworthy. So this is, and this is what did they call it? It's a Nomad.
Nomad.
It's the same guys that made hot dog cookers.
Wow.
Traveling slow cooker. Made by Presto.
Wow.
The same ones. And my wife, she's used that dozens of times. Like I said, she'll go down in the basement and she just put that up close to the door.
Oh.
Just in case I need it. Plus it has, you got to fold it. Well, what's he doing? Oh no. Our PA over there, our personal assistant is, you got to take the thing apart and it folds to the forward. I'll do it. I was a packaging engineer in a previous life, and I actually designed stuff like this to pack it.
Did you use out of the box thinking?
I did. I actually did. I actually had some patents filed with Corning. Of course, because I work for them, they gave me $1 a piece on ways to flip and glue boxes and all kinds of other stuff. So, but that was 70s. That was 70s thinking. But yeah, that was, and I would get into trouble with that because my engineering boss would say, I don't see that in an engineering textbook anywhere. And I'd say, you don't understand, this is an invention, but I don't see it in a textbook. I said, because it's not been put in a textbook yet. Let me prototype it. And we prototype it back there, right? And then he'd say, but it's still not in a textbook. I'm going, we're building this. You just show the production people, just stop it. You know, blah.
I'm going to get a show and tell too. I'll be back.
Okay. Tony's going to come back.
Going.
Okay. So again, this is one of the things about this. So fun to work on these RVs. You start to see all the different ways that innovation happens. And a good way to do this is also make sure you feed information back to the manufacturers. If you need something, tell them something. One of the reasons why the manufacturers will work with me is the fact that I get questions from you guys all the time on my various blogs, Facebook pages, and everything else. And I will go to them and say, hey, I'm getting a lot of comments on this or that or the other thing. If you guys were in here yesterday, I was talking about, I think we've discovered why the newest GM vehicles will disconnect themselves from your trailer. The braking system just shut down. And it seems to be because the manufacturers for the vehicles were planning on you having a 12-volt lead acid battery in the back, not a whoops. I'll get that.
Yeah.
Not a lithium battery with higher voltage and no solar panels. So when the sun comes up and it pings the battery looking to see if it's got 12 volts, it goes, I was like 14.5 volts. There must be something wrong, and it disconnects.
I've shrunk.
So Tony has shrunk over there. He's got his stuff. So that was, again, that was a really, really interesting thing. Oh, and he also showed me a really cool way to measure to see if your electric brakes are working.
Oh, that was
which is
good.
Fabulous. And this involves a clamp meter down underneath the trailer. And I'm going to do a whole video on this. But basically what it works out to is you set your gain to max 10. You push and you get someone in the truck to squeeze the little lever over. This is, for the built-in ones. And then what you're doing is you're underneath the trailer with a clamp DC meter, and you're looking at the current going into each wheel for the brakes. And they should all be about 3 amps. And if they're not 3 amps, something is wrong.
There's no amps.
Or there's no amps. Or if it's a lot more than that, it's because something is shorted out. And I went, that's just brilliant thinking. That's just
easy.
So easy, which is why I recommend an AC/DC clamp meter, not an AC/DC rock band.
Well, that's good too. You could be listening to AC/DC.
You could listen to AC/DC. The sound system that I would run out of Hagerstown was, in fact, AC/DC sound system. Now, I used it on Black Sabbath. I never used it on AC/DC, but it was so loud. I mean, wow. Now, yeah, you weenies. I was doing that show, and I had earplugs in plus headphones on.
Oh,
just to try to survive, because I was running the mosh pit.
Oh boy,
running the mosh pit for Black Sabbath. And they said, turn it up as loud as you can. I went, okay. And I said, what if we blow up stuff? We don't care. We'll pay for it. Turn it up as loud as you can. I went, okay.
Wow.
You're the producer. I will make it as loud as it was so loud. And those guys had no hearing protection. I felt a little bad about it, but I was protected. I'm like, go. Okay. So yeah.
What?
Yeah. Say what?
Okay. So I am going to remind everybody.
Where are we? We're in front of?
We are in front of my Rockwood Mini Light 2205S with, oh dear, how bourgeois. With the power package. I brought the finger of importance.
You know what I've got that I put on it? I've got blue latex gloves, but mine's a little large for that. Yeah. You can paint it.
That'd be funny.
Fickle finger of fate.
Fickle finger of fate.
Okay, so what else have you got to show off?
So I have often told people that if you want to know the laziest way to accomplish anything, I am your man. And you may not be able to tell, but the Mini Light is quite shiny and nice.
Yeah, it is.
And that is because I actually cleaned it when I got here. Now, some of you may have just fallen over knowing me because I'm not that tidy. When I was a kid, my sister, we used to call her Tidy Heidi because she was so neat. But anyway, who cares? About what
girls were called Tidy Whiteys, but
well, That's
a different
that's
thing.
a brief comment right there.
Yeah, that's something else.
So what I have is this comes from Almost Heaven microfiber, and what it is it's like a sponge rubber thing with Velcro along the side. So what you do is you take, and I didn't bring one over, you take microfiber cloths and put it around this thing. But you say, how do you get to the high spots? Oh, I have the Mr. Long Arm pole.
Yeah, set it across.
Yeah.
Send it across.
Look at this.
And it keeps going and going.
Yeah.
And
so I
going.
could stand on the roof and reach anything. But wait, there's more. It gets longer than it is. It has this Mr. Long Arm pole. Has a getting longer function. That's
long.
the tech term. Getting longer function. So it gets almost twice the length.
Pull it out and we'll send it across.
Well, it's long and fiddly. So
okay, long and fiddly. Okay,
but it's also very strong and not hot, not heavy for its size. Unlike me. So
and
now
I'm just blessed with a really, really high metabolism.
Yeah, I'm just jealous. So this screws on here, but let's say you want to clean your solar panels from the ground. How would you do that?
But there's more. Wait, there's more.
There's more. So I bought this from RV Slide Out Sweep, and you can see all these resources at stresslesscamping.com. So this screws onto here, and then the other end screws onto here. So now you've got a U-shaped thing that you're on the ground. I can take window cleaner and clean off my solar panels, and it's amazing the difference it makes
in power.
Yeah.
I hadn't cleaned mine over the spring.
Oh boy.
And it was just dirty on those things, and I was only getting about half a rated power. I'd lost 50% of my energy, and I went, whoops, I better go out and clean these things.
Well, you should have got the Mr. Long Arm pole, the RV Slide Out Sweep, and the Almost Heaven microfiber cleaning head.
Well, I ended up having to take it to a truck stop.
Oh, well, there's that.
Really, really filthy. But it's now pretty. Look at him. He's throwing it onto the ground.
Yeah.
Expecting your personal assistant to pick it up for you.
To get the pole position.
Oh, I actually had one of my sound engineer colleagues. He did the Justin Bieber concert for with Carlos Santana for New Year's Eve out of New York. And Justin, as the guy walked up to pick the mic from him, Justin just dropped the back belt pack onto the ground and just so it would explode. He was just a jerk. Justin, you're not listening to this, are you?
Probably not, but who knows? You never know.
But some artists are really, really nice. Other artists, not so nice. I'm putting him in the not so nice category. Thumbs down. Thumbs down.
Oh boy, I've worked with some of these professionals who are less enjoyable to work with.
Yeah,
and some who are great.
Yep.
Now
some are absolutely fantastic. Yep.
Now the shininess comes from a product that I got at an RV show, and it's called The Solution. And you know, there's lots of RV parks where they say don't wash your RV here, no using water, and that, you know, in a lot of places.
Yeah, paparazzi over there.
Whoa,
look at
and
him.
Mamarazzi
and Mamarazzi.
So some of these RV parks say don't use our water for washing your doggone trailer. And so I found this stuff, The Solution, and I am just thrilled with this. I believe it does a great job. It seems to be easy to do. So all you do is you spray. Well, I'm reading the instructions. Spray onto a small section of the vehicle or any painted or non-porous surface, including windows, mirrors, chrome, and stainless steel. Polish off. Yeah, we polished off a lot of beer last night. Polish off using a clean microfiber cotton terry cloth. Can be applied in the sun or the shade.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with a lot of this stuff. Once the sun starts baking it off, if you don't get that soap off, now you got a big dried up mess. We see our friends from TNT over here.
Yeah, TNT RV.
You want to come over and say howdy, hi?
Oh,
Come
come
have a
on.
seat.
You'll get more views with Tina.
Well,
Go ahead. You want to try to turn this over to him a little bit?
with all the
Chin.
stuff,
Go right
have a
behind
seat.
him. Go right behind Mike. You squeeze in there.
Squeeze him behind
Squeeze
me.
him behind.
Or say, come in closer. Push her in closer. Now say howdy hi.
Howdy, hi.
Okay, see?
Yeah.
Everything's okay.
Howdy, hi.
Howdy hi. Well, I didn't mean literally howdy hi. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're new friends here. Or Tony, you have to talk because I don't have a
Yeah.
mic.
Oh, that's
'cause I have
right.
your mic.
You got my
You will hear.
you have Mike's
You have your
mic.
mic back.
Okay, they give me
yeah,
my
they are
mic
new
back.
friends. They
New-
have a great YouTube channel.
right.
I saw Tony seems to have that entrepreneurial. Well, it's like entrepreneurial spirit. I love what you did with your bike rack and your, one of the common things that some of us face is, do you haul your RV with fresh water in the tank or not? And there are some who think that tank is a little floppity. And so there have been more than one solution, but I like the way you did that with ratchet straps. So he did a whole tank support build using ratchet straps, and it was cheap and effective and light. And if a ratchet strap pops off, you're not going to have a giant steel projectile coming at you at 70 miles an hour or whatever.
I was going to say, do not use bungee cords. Bungee cords are evil.
Yeah.
Ratchet straps are good. So
I
we
know
don't allow
somebody-
bungee cords on any of our gigs.
I don't like bungee cords. I know somebody who pulled their eye out with one.
Oh yeah, there's stretchy
Ugh.
stuff. Whereas ratchet straps, you get that now you got to be careful because you can get a lot of force.
Oh, yeah.
And you can bend things and break things. So, that's you just but just be aware that we tune them like a guitar. At least I do. Do you?
Oh, of course.
Bing, 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 bing.
Especially with water tank.
Yes.
Well, and is there a rule that if you have an electric drill, you have to earn it?
Well, there's no, I don't think, rule.
I don't know
like
anybody who
to
doesn't.
engage that to 100%. And when I'm leveling or actually stabilizing bell,
There we go.
I will engage that ratchet, and I don't do it obtrusively or what have you to bother our neighbors, but I will make sure she's level and supported.
What I do is, I get the drill out and it's in my hand, right? You're ready to, and you have to earn, and it's like, why?
Hey, but when I got my grocery cart privileges removed
Oh,
because I would go vroom. I would actually say vroom as I'm going around the turns. And I'm going, my wife's going, you're not going to do this anymore. And I go, why not? This is fun. No, she goes, it's embarrassing. Everybody's looking at you. I said, that's why we say vroom, vroom. That's why we squeal our tires.
Right.
What is wrong with you?
Right.
Don't you understand? This is a man thing. So guess what? I don't. Yeah, only occasionally, and I have to promise, no vrooms, no tire squeals around the corner.
Do you know what parents don't think is funny? When you see they're pushing their grocery cart and they have a child in the cart, and the question, oh, what aisle did you pick that up from? I've been looking for one myself. Nobody finds that funny. I don't know why. To me, it's hilarious.
But we had identical twins for a second. First, we had an older boy, and then 2 years later, we had identical twins. So we would take we would drop off Alan at Grandma and Granddad's, and then we were stuck with the twins on 2 separate carts and 2 separate aisles. And they would be calling to each other because as soon as you separate identical twins, Kevin, where are you? Mark, I'm over here.
Marco.
Polo. Yeah, that was fun.
I actually used to purposefully get lost in department stores, and then somebody would find me so I could hear my name on the loudspeaker. We have a little lost girl. Her name is Tina.
That you were just looking to be
My mother was
Yeah.
horrified.
horrified.
Oh.
That's right. You want to be affirmed that yes, you were there.
I was too not clingy, but concerned that my parents would go, oh, this is freeing. So I didn't. But you bring up a memory. When I was but a wee lad, we came to this country. I came here by boat. That's how long ago it was. I know.
You were rowing?
The SS. No, I was just a passenger. And right. Arr, I was in the crow's nest. But we come here, and being of German descent, we would go to the German deli, which happened to be in Watts, California. And one time I was not allowed to chew gum, but I got gum from somewhere, and my parents saw that and immediately get rid of that. So I asked, where's the trash can? Well, it was under the cash register. So I'm under the cash register and I look, oh, there's a button. And I pressed it. Nothing happened.
Oh no.
So I pressed
The
it again.
silent alarm.
That's what it was. And it was Watts, California, right after
And then the chewing gum police came.
well, the Watts riot.
Oh,
That was right after that. And so the
oh.
SWAT team descended, and I mean in force. They were everywhere.
Did you have
and
enough gum
as-
to share with everyone in the
Well,
SWAT team?
as we were leaving the store, my mom said, I know it was you, and just wait till I tell your dad. Because I wasn't gonna admit it. Everyone's like, I don't know who pushed that
How-
button.
how
And
did
my
that
mom,
happen?
she knew.
Must have been
Oh,
a short
she knew.
circuit. Oh, so here's an idea. See the electric box going by. So one of the things that I want to do. So I just got a nice F-150 with this with the 3.5 liter, twin turbo thing, which really works nicely for this. But what I'm going to do is put a tall cap on it, and then I want to go ahead and put solar panels on top of the cap. And then if electric will get me a couple of bikes to play with, I'm going to charge my electric bikes with the solar panels on the top of my truck as I'm going down the road. And then I'm also going to go put like a 2,000 watt solar generator in there so that can be charged up at all times.
Phil, you want to bring
So
another
talk
chair?
about, I mean,
Sorry.
so, but this is just one of these fun things. Tony has reminded me, if you get the tall one, you can put the bikes in without collapsing it.
Yeah.
I'm
that's-
reminded of the tall one that's wedge shaped. It's supposed to give airflow over top of your trailer and then help improve your mileage. So I've talked to the guys at ARE and I forget somebody else to see if I can get something. Somebody's bringing us
Oh,
something.
it's Steve Comstock.
Macaroons. French
Oh, look at
Oh.
that. Oh, look at.
macaroons.
All right.
Okay, I'll
So
have a
we-
macaroon.
Every night, the caterer here has this bounty, excuse me, of desserts. And
Yeah, if
every
you're
night-
diabetic, this is a bad place to be.
Oh, yeah. Well, Indiana in general. Because tomorrow we're going for crack donuts. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
I saw those photos you posted.
Oh, they're so good.
I'm
We're
going
taking them to ABC.
Oh, neat.
Anyway, so tonight Steve Comstock, who does amazing wildlife photography, by the way, brought some of the dessert. So I'm going to pick one of these here.
Is that a coffee? What is
I
that?
don't know.
What is it?
I don't know, but it's good.
I'm going to take this strawberry thing, I think.
Look, they're little hamburgers.
Oh, man, this is good.
Oh man, here, pass them. Take one down, pass them around.
I'm good.
All good.
Mm.
The rice beans for dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Dessert.
Mm.
Luckily, I have a high metabolism.
Oh boy, these are good.
And I've had real macaroons in Paris.
Mm.
And these actually are pretty good. Yeah.
Mm. Oh, Stephen, you're a good man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, grab a chair.
Okay, so what
Yeah,
else?
Tonight we don't have. Oh, I have another thing to share.
What else do you have to share? Oh, but let's go back to my vehicle thing.
Oh, right.
So the idea here is if you have a 2,000 watt ish kind of, it could be Bluetti or whatever with solar panels on the roof charging this thing, you always have 2,000 watts on tap. This thing's always going to be charged up, and you could. This is for tailgating.
Mm.
This is the bomb. So you can put a portable refrigerator in the back. Tony and I have got these things with the 12 volt Danfoss compressor in it.
It's one of them is right here next
Over here,
to me.
just for supplying cold drinks, which by the way, I'm out of cold
Oh,
drinks.
here, let me fix that.
And so this gives you this flexibility of, being able to head on out. Anybody know? There we go. Of being able to go out and just say, I want to go out on the canal for the day. And in the back, you've got your refrigerator, you've got cold stuff, you've got your bikes are always charged up. Now, I don't know about you, but I am a battery charging nut because so much of the shows that I do, if I let the batteries die on Beyonce's mic, I would be taken down. And I've actually done sound for Beyonce. I've done sound for Oprah. I've done sound for everybody, which means you learn real quickly not to screw up the mics because, well, you don't get hired back. But this kind of stuff, I like. These things can accept a full charge all the time. They're happiest when they're charged. When you take them and when you disconnect them and put them away for storage, you come back 6 months later if you want. They will be, instead of 100%, they'll be down to 95% or something like that. So keep them charged all the time. They're happiest when it's charged. If something happens and the power goes out in your neighborhood, at the very least, you've got plenty of power to charge your cell phones. You saw the stuff that I was doing yesterday, run your entertainment for the kids. You know, they don't care about a lot of stuff. I care whether the refrigerator is, defrosting that.
What is your refrigerator running?
Well, we'll see. But the idea, of course, is there's all kinds of things that you can do with this once you start opening your mind.
Now,
And I'm an integrator experimenter.
Now, of all the people I know, you would be. Yeah, I know.
This is actually really good.
Too bad I
0
don't even have
calories, all
bourbon
fizzies.
or anything. Nothing.
Nothing but LaCroix.
Oh,
Nothing but
wow.
LaCroix. I like that. There,
Kind of thing.
Well, there you go.
LaCroix all the time.
we of all the people I know, you would be the most well suited to do the experiment of towing your trailer without the cap,
right?
and then with the cap, and measuring the fuel economy over an extended period of time, and see, because you have the additional weight of the cap, which
Right.
is a few hundred pounds.
Right.
So there's more weight, but does the higher cap contribute to improved fuel economy?
Right. And I'm right very close in Maryland. I'm in Western Maryland, where Interstate 70 and 81 intersect. And just 10 or 15 miles away from me, you can go out. There is a big loop that is like one of the longest grades in America. It's like 11 miles. This is what I use for EV testing. So you go up the grade and then you turn around at what they call the cut, where you see the stuff, the side of the mountain where they cut through. And there's a charging station right there, which is a good thing. And you turn around, come down. And I said, I could develop a loop that, I can do in, an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then monitor the actual mileage and just set the thing to 65 or whatever I want. And I would do it, the truck by itself, with and without the cap, and then with and without the with the trailer on it, with and without the cap. And basically in one long day, I would know stuff.
Yeah, that would be fascinating, because that's always the question. Does, some of those pickups, they put the big wing,
right?
And does that actually affect? Oh, it's the 637 train,
Orange Blossom Special.
Absolutely.
Does that make? But yeah, that would be a fascinating test, and I think that it's actually useful for people, because I would like to have the high top on it, but I don't want to do that if that actually impinges on my mileage.
Right.
And I see people, first thing they do when they get a truck, they jack that thing up. And then this has got the V6 in it with the twin turbo. So it gets 20 couple miles per gallon when you don't have a trailer on it. You put a trailer on it, it drops to about 11-ish or so, about half of that. And my question is, can I gain a couple miles per gallon with the proper thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works well.
We have questions from the audience.
We have questions. You have a question? He's asking about the Jackery. They were the first. I've got all sizes of them. Like I have a 300, a 500, a 1000, a 1500, and a 2000. And I also have ones from Southwire. And I also have ones from Blue Eddy. I'm just lousy with these things.
Yeah,
I'm a test guy.
Between you and I think we could light up the city.
We could slide up the city. And I've got solar panels coming out the what. But again, this is just testing.
I have solar panels still in boxes that I haven't.
Yeah. Now this is a stupid thing that I did on my GeoPro, just to show you when I make mistakes, worlds collide, right? So I had the guys from Jackery gave me a whole series of 200-watt solar panels, and they gave me like 6 packs of these things, and they weigh like 50 pounds a pack. I was throwing them in the bed. Now I've got a GeoPro, a little toy hauler, and as part of that, they move the axle back, and they don't want you to put the weight in the front. They expect you're going to put the weight in the back, because you're going to put your toys in the back, you know, your motorcycles or whatever. I threw all the crap in the front. I got one of these neat little scale things for the tongue weight. And I'm going, why is my truck sagging down? It shouldn't do this. I had 900 pounds on the hitch. And they're calling for 600. So I unloaded, humped all the solar panels out, and I'm looking, oh, it's 600 pounds. So then I carefully loaded it over the axle, a little bit back heavy, a little bit in the front. I ended up with 650 pounds. And I figured that was just about perfect for something that's it's probably 4,500 pounds. So even though you guys think of me as an electrical guy, I have a lot of towing experience. So many times I was the load master from when we were doing shows. I had to be really, really careful. And I'm going, geez, I'm an idiot. I don't understand this. But now we do.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Weigh the tongue. Wait. Not that one. What happened, Tony? Did we lose it?
I wanted to check. So we are also appearing live with Bob Zagami and John DePietro, RVing in New England tonight.
At 7.
That is, it starts at 7, but we're just requested to log in to test everything at 6:50. So we may cut this one short.
Right.
But I know you're not tired of us. So you can join look for the New England RV Dealers Association and NERVDA, and you can get more of the Mike and Tony show.
Oh, yes.
And that's tonight at 7 p.m.
Eastern time. Yeah.
Right. Whatever the heck it is, wherever the heck you are.
Right.
So
that's GMT -5, right? Yeah.
Sure, why not? That would make me curious. Earlier I was espousing this wonderful cleaner that I found, and I bet you're like, well, where do I get some? It is super-seal.com. So super-seal.com. Or 888-299-2136. And keep out of the reach of children. Don't drink this. I was also, my initial thought was, well, if this cleaner is so good, I can clean my solar panels. And they very emphatically said, do not do that, because this has a UV protectant and you will lose about 30% of effectiveness. So the solar panels get different microfiber cloths and just regular window cleaner.
Oh, neat. That's good to know.
Yeah. Don't use this on solar panels or you will be sad.
But that would be a test that I could do.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got solar panels all over the place.
Why not?
I mean, what you do is you just fire it up and then you wipe that on and the sun's the same and you go measure it and there it is.
So I have another gadget.
What's your other gadget? Because you got about 10 minutes.
I do. We have about 8 minutes
or so.
We are also talking about this week on the Stressless Camping podcast, which comes out tonight at 2 a.m. But you don't have to get it. You don't have to be
2 a.m. Eastern time.
Right. 2 a.m. Eastern time. It is released, and then you can download it on whatever your favorite podcast capture tool is, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, all of that. Anyway, we are talking a lot of people who have towables do not really have a provision to change the tires on them. And that is a big safety item. And so this is from a company called Air Gear, and we have their water hose, and it is the best doggone water hose I have ever used in an RV. But this is the Air Gear tire changing kit. Now here's the cool thing. You want one for free? I am giving away one. This is like late night TV, isn't it?
It is.
I'm giving away one of these to somebody.
What was it? Ron Propeel.
Yeah, Ron Propeel, the pocket fisherman. Anyway, I'm giving away one of these to somebody who signs up for the Stressless Camping email newsletter anytime during August or September. I have one of these to give away. But let's see what's in here, shall we? We have the guest correction device, also known as the...
it's a breaker bar.
Yeah, it's a breaker bar. Breaker 19. This year is the rubber ducky. Come on. We have a tire pressure gauge. Oops. We have the various sockets. Thank you. Screw-oma honors for the various common sizes of what
You
are
have a
those
little
things called?
lug nuts.
Lug nuts. God, I am just see what happens when I don't drink.
You're
any
not drinking
stinking
beer, man. Your brain
is
doesn't know how it's not
ridiculous.
firing on all cylinders.
Oh, it's awful. So there's all these things, but wait, there's more. There is the how to use the tire changing kit instruction manual. And remember, all of this is in this fancy little bag. But wait, there's more.
Am I seeing a vest in there too?
Oh,
I'm getting ahead of it.
Stay.
Here, I'll hold on to this. Oh,
There's
wow.
also I'm on the side of the road. I want you to see me vest.
Yeah. Oh, look at this.
But yeah,
This has got a
high
torque wrench.
quality torque wrench.
Torque wrench is really, really important for this. Really super important.
Yeah. 150 foot
Always
pounds.
store at
Half
10
inch.
pounds. Yes. And you should know how much your trailer, how your lug nuts need.
And some of them are indicated on the label. Yeah. So this is 100 foot pounds on this trailer. And there's a label. Oh, wait, I'm pointing with the wrong finger. There's a label right here that shows how many foot pounds. And here's an interesting thing. And if you were with us yesterday, you heard me say this already. I went to the Dexter axle, and these Rockwoods have axles made by Dexter. I went to the Dexter axle workshop, and they said that you should check your lug nuts at 10 miles, 25 miles, and 100 miles after you've made a change. So if you go and buy new tires, check these because they tend to wiggle loose for some reason.
Yes.
So they said the guy who was giving the seminar had a 2-axle trailer. They were 6 lug nuts per tire, and he had them changed, the tires changed, and he was down the road, and about half of those from the 4 wheels were loose in 10 miles. So he retorqued them with his trusty torque wrench. And then he went 25 miles, and he found about a third of them were loose again. So he retorqued them, and at 100 miles, they were finally starting to seat. So for whatever reason, RV, especially, he said, especially those with aluminum wheels, or if you're listening from across the pond, aluminium wheels.
Because we misspelled it. You know that. Aluminium is the correct pronunciation.
Yeah,
we misspelled it.
It's right, Jaguar. Well, at least it's the same letters. They actually put the I in aluminium as opposed to there is no I in team. So anyway, a good thing to get. You got 2 minutes.
We got to get out of here, Tony.
I know. Potentially. Oh, I banged the mic. We could potentially get one free if you sign up for the Stressless Camping weekly email newsletter, and know that we will never share your information with anybody nor spam you. You get one email a week. It's our podcast update and whatever other stuff we've written or done during the week. And so there you go. So
all right. Well, we should be signing off here because we got to sign on to the next one. Not that you people are unimportant. It's someone is more important than you.
Right.
Or, is that how you say it? No. Okay, that's not how you say it.
But you don't have to go. But
don't go away mad. Just go away. Which is what my dad would say.
You can tune in to us again with the adult supervision of Bob Zagami and John DePietro.
Oh no, they're not adults.
Well, I know they're fine. They're already probably in the bourbon.
Okay,
but
very good.
RVing in New England. It's New England RV Dealers Association. On wherever you're seeing us here, you can see us there. Thank you
very much for hanging out with us today.
We will be back also tomorrow at 6 p.m. from an entirely different
location. If I make it back to Hagerstown, Maryland in time, I'm going to remote in.
Yeah, but if you don't, it's going to be Peggy and I coming to you live from Lippert.
Okay. Better shut down, Tony. We got to be on.
Buenos nachos, and see you later in New England.
That's right. Live long and prosper.